My name is Donna. I work for an organisation called Good Green Futures, and I'm based at the Stirling Reuse Hub. Just a quick show of hands, has anyone been to visit the Reuse Hub in Stirling? Okay, about half the room, so I'll speak briefly about the types of things that you can do there. So it's quite a new project. About 3 years ago, it was a big warehouse, 14,000 square foot warehouse, and we have turned it into a pre-loved shopping experience. But there's also lots of other projects and lots of other ways that people get involved with us. And today I'm here to kind of talk a wee bit about some of the different ways that people can get involved. And if you have any questions, just put your hand up or shout it out. I'm happy to answer. Okay, so most people visit us because we have a very, very large reuse shop. We pretty much sell anything that you would need in your house, so clothing, furniture, electrical, books, everything. We also have a maker section where people can come along and upcycle things as well. I noticed that slow shopping was on the list of things, and we have a lot of people, a lot of volunteers and a lot of merchandisers on the shop floor, always there to help people if they're looking for something in particular, or you can't quite get what it is that you're looking for. So whenever you come and visit the Reuse Hub, there's always somebody that can give you a wee tour or help you to find what it is that you're looking for. We're also dog friendly. In fact, we love dogs. We have a water bowl, dog treats. In fact, dogs get treated much better than anyone else, I think, at the Reuse Hub. And we have lots of different people come and visit us. We are wheelchair accessible, and we have disability toilets, but we don't have a change in places toilet yet, which is something that we would like to change, but we need to apply for funding. A lot of ways that people get involved with us is through our volunteering and employability work that we do. So we have about 50 active volunteers at any one time, and they're people that have a range of skills and a range of different support needs. If somebody is interested in volunteering with us, then we have a volunteer coordinator called Morag, who's very lovely. She sits down with everybody on an individual basis, finds out what people like to do, and quite often people say, I don't know, I've got no skills. But we're really good at pulling out people's skills and kind of giving people a wide range of different experiences until they can find something that really works for them. So if you're interested in volunteering or getting a work placement at the Reuse Hub, the types of things that we normally offer are things like merchandising, so making sure the store looks nice, working in the warehouse. So it might be we have to physically check each individual item that gets donated to us, make sure it works properly and make sure it's electrically safe. So we have lots of people in checking to make sure the puzzles have their PCs, or the toys, or making sure the electrical devices are working. We also need people to drive and help us deliver furniture and stuff like that. And we also have some more unusual volunteering opportunities that you might not necessarily think of, so things like helping us to do our social media posts, or carrying out repairs on electrical devices, or in our woodwork shop. We also have a library of things, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but we need people to check things in and out. So really if you're interested in your community and you like working with people, or you like making things last, you don't like to see things going to waste, there's really a lot of volunteering opportunities for everyone. This is our wood workshop. it's a bit of a, this is a very messy photo. I keep meaning to update this photo. But this is our wood workshop. We have a range of different activities in here. One of the things that we do is we have a wood workshop buddy, and so he takes groups of normally 3 or 4 different people and works in a really small group so that people have one-to-one attention. And the people that work in the wood workshop, they get to pick the wood projects that they work on. So we've had people make planters, toolboxes, bird boxes, hedgehog homes, fixing tables. You know, people have brought stuff in that they would like to see, and we really tailor the skills to what it is that the small group wants to do. So that's kind of one of our projects, and we also have another one working with slightly bigger people, bigger groups, not tall people, and they also learn a wide range of woodworking skills as well. People that are confident in the wood workshop, or when people get confident once they've had their training, they can then access the wood workshop themselves, and whilst it's manned. They can't just walk in alone, unattended. But yeah, so there's a wide range of things happening there. We also have our maker spaces. So that they can be used either on an individual basis. So if you really like making stuff, our only prerequisite is that you're making something from something that would have gone to waste. So you can't be using, like, buying stuff in to upcycle stuff. So we get a lot of kind of furniture donated, and a lot of tiles and picture frames and that type of stuff. And then we have a range of makers, and they might upcycle the furniture, or they might paint the photo frames, or redesign the flower pots, and they get access to a wee makerspace. It's a wee shed. When they have upcycled the product, it goes for sale on our shop floor. The maker then gets 80% of whatever it is that sales for, and the hub takes 20% commission. And you can use the makerspace free of charge, the wood workshop, once you've been trained, and have access to a whole community of other makers. So that's really nice. And just recently we've also had like groups of makers come in as well. So Forth Valley Welcome, they work with New Scots and refugees. They've decided to become like a group of makers. So everything that they make is all of the money that they make from it is going back to support Forth Valley Welcome. So there's options to either make stuff for yourselves or as part of a wider organisation if you're a member of a wider organisation. So if you're interested in becoming a maker, just give me a shout at the end. Workshops. So we have quite a lot of different workshops, and we tailor them to a wide range of different people. So we have some paid workshops that anyone can come along to. We also have some workshops that we might have funding for, and that might be to work with somebody with hearing issues or neurodivergent, or it might be a mix. It's always worthwhile just maybe emailing in or giving us a wee call or chatting to us if you're in the building, just to find out what is on, and if there's something that you would like to see that we're not currently offering. We may not be able to offer it immediately, but I remember all of those things, and when I'm putting in a funding application, I always try and include everything that we've been asked for. So it might take a little bit of time, but we will normally get to offer most things. The workshops are generally based around something that would have gone to waste. So those beautiful looking sun catchers, they're actually CDs. We have so many CDs, and a lot of them we haven't got a use for because people aren't really kind of buying as many CDs now. But one of our makers made these beautiful sun catchers and then taught people how to make them themselves, and they just look I mean, I don't think mine would look like that if I'm honest, but everyone that was on her course managed to produce the most beautiful sun catcher I've ever seen. The other workshop there is making some kind of tactile pictures out of leftover textiles, which worked really well as well. But yeah, so we tend to have workshops on kind of weekly, fortnightly, that type of thing. Library of Things. So Library of Things, it was called the Tool Library until recently, so some of you may have borrowed some tools that we've widened it out. So we now have a wide range of different things, and that includes things like paddle boards for people that are maybe wanting to borrow a paddle board before they buy or instead of buying, but also things like wheelchairs and mobility aids. Anything that somebody may only use once or twice, or maybe they've got a relative coming up and they need to use something for a short period of time. So it costs £10 to join the Library of Things, and then there's normally a very small fee for some items, and that just enables you to borrow them. But we've had people borrowing sofas as well, which feels crazy, but you know, people have maybe ordered a sofa. So anything that you see on our shop floor can also be added to the Library of Things. So the other day I borrowed, it was my daughter's birthday, and she wanted an ice cream party, so I was able to borrow loads of little ice cream sundae dishes, and that was just great because I haven't got the cupboard space at home to keep them, so I was able to borrow them and give them back, which was brilliant to give them back. But yeah, we also have a lot of tools as well if you are looking to do some DIY. This is another one of our projects, the Reboot project. So if there's anyone here that's looking for a device, we do give out some device. We have a project whereby we sell some devices, and we also give some out free of charge to people that need a device. And there's also volunteering opportunities in Reboot as well. So that works really well for anybody with a keen interest in gadgets. That's not me. I like my stuff to work. But it is great having the Reboot project on site because there's always a really good group of volunteers that are really keen to get every gadget working. So that's a great opportunity as well if you're looking to upgrade your tech. This is the Good Build project. This is our latest project, and for this one we found that a lot of people really want to do their own DIY. Either they can't get a tradesperson in because it's an absolute nightmare to get a tradesperson in, or it's really expensive to get someone in, and we found that people just don't have the confidence to maybe use a power tool like a drill, for example, to put up a shelf, but they would absolutely love to be able to put up that shelf or do some simple DIY tasks themselves. So we've been linking with a number of different construction companies and tradespeople to get their surplus materials, sell them within the Reuse Hub. We're just about to start to offer some like basic DIY workshops to the community, and then you can also borrow the tools that you need through the Library of Things. So hopefully it's a nice way that people will be able to kind of maintain their homes and keep them looking lovely. So that's our latest project, and it also came about because the construction sector is responsible for 50% of Scotland's waste, and a lot of that is items that have never been used. So for example, a house builder just purchased 10 radiators that they then couldn't use, and under normal circumstances all 10 radiators would have gone straight to waste, but now that we're up and running, we can now take them, which is great if you're then looking for a radiator or whatever it is. Same with paint. Sorry? I think that might be me.
I think that's, yeah.
I think that's me. That's a really quick kind of snapshot, and I realised I should maybe like say a wee bit about what's involved. So We are slightly out of town. There is some parking, but it can be a little bit tricky to get parked. We're all on one level, and we do have a ramp to go into the building. We are also accessible on the park and ride. We're out kind of near the peak. We do have a hearing loop, although I do need to find out where that's gone, and that's been a very good reminder. And yeah, we do have a toilet. There is somebody will always make you a cup of tea if you want a cup of tea, but we don't have a cafe or anything on site, which is something that we would love, but unfortunately are not allowed. I think that's it from me. Thank you.
Thanks, Donna.